Hey everyone, it's Aidan Thorne here. Today we're going to chat about hard work. You know that feeling when you watch those super successful folks, right? Those people who are always in the limelight, always winning, and never seem to take a break. They're always on the go, pushing for more, and they make it look easy. They're the ones telling us, with a smile and a confident air, that if we just work as hard as they do, if we're all in and ready to give up our time, energy, and chill time, we'll get to stand in that same spotlight someday. Take Elon Musk, for example. He is known for working crazy hours, like 80 to 100 hours a week. He talks about how his intense work ethic helped him overcome huge challenges in the tech and space industries. Then there's Oprah Winfrey. She often shares how she started with almost nothing and worked her way up to becoming a media queen. Her journey from local TV to owning her own network is all about perseverance and hard work. These stories are super inspiring. But here's what I've been wondering and what I want to ask you guys. Is hard work really the way to be successful? Or have we been fooled into thinking that's the way? Are we just running on a hamster wheel, hoping to reach a finish line that's not even there? You see, the usual story tells us that there are three big things you need to succeed: talent, opportunity, and the biggie, hard work. Talent? Now that's an interesting concept. It's essentially the role of the genetic dice, a game of chance played out in the complex and intricate blueprint of our DNA. This genetic lottery, if you will, is where our inherent abilities and potential are decided long before we take our first breath in the world. Each of us, unique in our genetic makeup, are born with certain predispositions, certain innate abilities that we didn't have to work for, that we didn't have to earn. They were handed to us, embedded in our genes, by our ancestors. These gifts are what we commonly refer to as talents. They could be anything from an aptitude for music, a knack for numbers, an eye for art, or a gift for words. Opportunity, on the other hand, when viewed from a certain perspective, can be equated to life's lottery ticket. You can't really control or predict when opportunity will come knocking. It's not something you can chase down, catch, and keep forever. It's more like a quick, sometimes sneaky event that can flip your life upside down in a second. For example, take Steve Jobs. He was adopted by a family that valued education and innovation, which gave him the support and environment he needed to explore his interests in electronics. He had access to resources that many others didn't, and he met people who helped him on his journey. These were opportunities he couldn't have planned for or controlled. Then there's J.K. Rowling. Her manuscript for Harry Potter got rejected by tons of publishers before landing in the hands of someone who saw its potential. That was a lucky break she couldn't have planned for or controlled. Opportunities like these can completely change our lives. They often come out of nowhere and depend on external factors, making them beyond our control. No matter how hard we work, we can't manufacture these chance encounters or lucky breaks. This randomness makes opportunity a crucial yet uncontrollable part of success. Since we can't change our genes or predict when we'll get a lucky break, many people believe that hard work is the one thing we can actually control. It's a comforting thought because it means we have some power over our future and aren't just waiting around for luck to strike. Think about it. When we hear about successful people, the story often focuses on how hard they worked, the long hours they put in, and the sacrifices they made. It's inspiring because it makes us feel like anyone can make it big if they just put in enough effort. This idea is everywhere, from motivational quotes on social media to the hustle culture that praises working nonstop. But is hard work really something we can control by ourselves? So here's where things get pretty interesting. Turns out, our genes might have a lot to do with how hard we can work. There's this gene called DRD4, which helps regulate dopamine, a chemical in our brain that's all about motivation and feeling good when we achieve stuff. Different versions of this gene can make some people naturally more driven and persistent, helping them push through long hours without getting totally wiped out. Another gene to look at is the COMT gene. This one affects dopamine levels in the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles planning, decision-making, and stress management. If you have a certain variation of the COMT gene, you might be better at dealing with stress and staying flexible in your thinking, which are super important for keeping up a strong work ethic, especially when things get tough. Then there are fascinating studies on twins that really highlight the genetic influence on traits like conscientiousness and grit, which are all about how hardworking and determined someone is. Researchers have found that these traits can be significantly heritable, meaning a big part of how disciplined and resilient we are can come from our genes. In these twin studies, identical twins, who share almost all their genes, often show more similar levels of these traits compared to fraternal twins, who share only about half their genes. This genetic link helps explain why some people seem to have an almost endless capacity to work hard and stay focused, while others might find it more challenging, even when they're trying their best. It's not just about willpower or effort. Our genetic makeup plays a big role in determining how naturally inclined we are to stick with tough tasks and keep pushing ourselves forward. This insight helps us understand the diversity in people as work habits and perseverance. As we talked about before, success comes down to talent, opportunity, and hard work. But here's the deal. Talent and hard work are mostly in our genes, and opportunities are random and out of our control. So, when you look at it, everything that makes someone successful isn't something we can just decide to have. It's a mix of factors. Ultimately, success is something that lies beyond our control. We've all heard quotes like, "If I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can." These sayings are meant to be motivational, but they can be pretty misleading. When someone says, "if you can do it," what it often really means is, if you were lucky enough to have the same opportunities and genetic advantages as me, you could do it too. Imagine someone who's had incredible success through hard work. If you have better talent and more opportunities than this person, but still don't achieve the same level of success, it's easy to blame yourself and think you didn't work hard enough. But here's the thing. If you don't work as hard as others, it's not because you're lazy or looking to enjoy an easy life. It's because your genetic makeup, the traits you were born with, might not support the same level of effort. Understanding this doesn't mean that working hard isn't important, but it does remind us that success isn't as crucial as we often make it out to be. Instead of stressing over the end goal, we should take it easy and focus on enjoying the journey of life. Everyone's path is different, and not all factors are within our control. So it's key to find joy in the journey, not just in reaching the end. This brings us to a bigger question. What is success, really? Is it about hitting certain milestones? Or is it about enjoying the ride and finding happiness in the everyday moments? At the end of the day, success means different things to different people. Maybe it's less about the end goal and more about how we live our lives along the way. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.